Habertürk.com ekranlarından hepinize merhabalar. İngiltere'nin köklü dans gruplarından Scottish Ballet'in çağdaş uyarlaması Coppélia Zorlu PSM'de 7-8 Kasım tarihlerinde sahne alacak. Biz de sanat direktörü Christopher Hampson ve dansçılarla konuşacağız. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
It's great to have you in here. How does it feel to be in here, Istanbul?
Yeah, this is wonderful to be in Istanbul, especially with this production.
Yeah.
I was speaking with some people earlier. The last time I was in Istanbul was 16 years ago, and I've seen such a difference of this city. It's incredible, just the growth, and particularly at the Zorlu Centre. You know, it's an incredible venue.
Yeah. Speaking of Coppélia, what a quite fascinating reimagining for modern ballet to classic one. Could you mention about it?
Yeah, this production of Coppélia is really incredible because we take this fairly traditional old ballet and bring it right up to date in the 21st century. So it's set in California, the Silicon Valley, and it is the story of a tech entrepreneur that is really claiming to be reinventing humanity. So it's quite a twisted tale, but it's a really great story, and it's beautifully danced, of course, by Scottish Ballet dancers.
Yeah. Well, what did the idea come about?
So the idea for Coppélia really came about because every story we tell at Scottish Ballet is really relevant to today's audiences. So I commissioned two choreographers, two women, Jessica Wright and Morgan Runneker Temple, and they came up with the idea of just setting it in a completely different time, and they came up with this idea of making the Coppélia doll an avatar rather than a mechanical doll like in the original story. But they're really incredible women, Jess and Morgs. They're so inventive, and their use of the camera on stage, for us, the audience, we're watching not just a ballet, but we're also watching a film at the same time. And it's incredible to understand whether we're watching what's really happening or what we think the tech entrepreneur wants us to see.
What are the differences between the classic one and your modern way?
Yeah, the classical production is based on, it was exploring in the 19th century the idea of automaton and robots that had really just started to be invented. So I love the idea that today we're exploring what AI and avatars are in our world. And I think in the original story there was this idea that could a man fall in love with a mechanical doll? Was that possible if she was lifelike enough? And today we're exploring, can this role of Franz, this boy, fall in love with an avatar?
Yeah. There's also be a live camera on this show. Could you explain more about this?
Yeah, we use a live camera in the show. It's quite integral to the story because the tech entrepreneur wants to be filmed all the time. Now, I think we live in a world where people want to film themselves all the time or their friends, and that social media presence is really important in this production. So we play with the idea of, are you watching what is really happening, or are you watching what he would like you to watch?
Yeah.
So that manipulation of image, which I think we can all relate to, is quite an important part of the story. But the cameraman has to be a dancer because they have to understand how the choreography works, and they're able to frame correctly the ballerina and the ballet dancer playing Swanhilda and Dr. Coppélia.
Yeah. Could you share about your feelings about this modern ballet?
Yeah, I'm really excited to bring it to Istanbul. It's been, we premiered it in 2022, and it's been a little while since we've done it, and I think it's looking as great as ever.
Can you tell us a bit about your character and role?
Yeah, so I play Dr. Coppélia. He is like a Silicon Valley CEO, kind of
Steve Jobs, I think.
I'm not going to say names, but possibly. I mean, you'll see the costume. It'll give it away. But yeah, and so I think he's quite a confident character, and he's trying to change the world really. And Swanhilda comes in and tries to find the problems within within him or within his idea.
It's a wonderful ballet. It's very different, very new. It's not your traditional classical ballet, but it has the theme and the sort of point shoes and point work that you might find in a classical ballet. But yeah, it's very different. There's a camera on stage, there's some pre-recording film, and the music is wonderful, and there's a real story arc, and there's no interval, so it's about an hour 15, hour 20. And yeah, it's amazing. The audience will have an amazing time where you get transported into a world and you come out feeling great. So I play the role of Swanilda, and she's a journalist who comes to interview Dr. Coppélia. And it's about his latest invention, and she gets a kind of a tour of the building and gets to see the new invention, the AI and all this. And quite soon she discovers there's all the things underlying, and she leaves the building transformed.
Live in camera, it will follow you. It must be challenging, I think.
Yes, no, it is. It's fun because obviously you've got the audience, and this is a big theatre, so you have to be able to transport and play to the audience, but at the same time, there's a camera that gives you close-up, so there's this sort of different ways of acting and of dancing that you have to play with, which makes it very interesting. And and I think for the audience it's nice to see because you get to see close-ups as well as the wider picture.
Yes, I mean, there is a camera following me, which is really cool because, you have to balance like looking into the camera and doing kind of small facial expressions with then projecting to the audience afterwards. So that's really cool. But I think probably the highlight of the ballet is a scene called the party scene. The music's amazing. I think the audience always like falls in love with that scene. So I think that's like kind of probably the really big number.
Does it feel to be in the show that mixes the modern ballet and classical one?
Yeah, I mean, it's so much fun. I think, I love classical work, obviously, but I think this ballet is so good. I mean, it still has point shoes, it still has classical stuff, but I think it's so good at really telling like a present day story, and it's very, very modern, very the music's amazing. Like there's camera work on stage, which is super cool. So yeah, I think it's unlike any other ballet out there.
Would you like to say something about the Turkish audience?
I'm just really excited to see what they have to say, and if they enjoy it. I mean, I think they will, but I'm really excited to kind of hear the audience reaction.
Yeah, I can't wait actually, because I've never been to Istanbul before. It's my first time, so it's always nice when you go to a new place to feel a different audience, hear a different audience. So yeah, I think they'll leave feeling very energetic and happy.
I would love people to come and see this show, because if there's anything I can see about Istanbul today is it's a really cosmopolitan, forward-facing city, and I think this show would really speak to people. When people come and see this show in the UK, we've taken it all across Scotland, we've taken it to London. They have just had such a great time. So it's an exhilarating story, and people should really come see it.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.